What's up, everybody? It's Bear with BearIndependent.com here today for Survival Dispatch. Thank you to Survival Dispatch for allowing us heathens to play in your sandbox. We appreciate you. There's a lot that has been said about security, especially in the preparedness world. I think there's some basics, perhaps, that most are missing. Some things that needed to be added to the discussion. So much of the focus is on equipment. Very little of it is on training. And even if people transcend the gear whore foot traps of security and get into training, there's some mindset things and situational things that aren't necessarily part of the discussion, but I feel ought to be. So that's what we're going to discuss today. Basic security aspects, just a few things that I thought maybe would be worth a moment of your time. As it is said, when seconds count, the police are just minutes away. When it dawns on you that you are in fact your own first line of defense, it can be overwhelming. Rather than jumping into the sea of products being sold or endless videos about how many ways there are to be robbed, kidnapped, and cannibalized, work from the bottom up. 3 general aspects to basic security that'll get you started right where you are to make wiser choices to protect the well-being of yourself and your loved ones. The first security aspect to consider is deterrence. Yes, this is wrote down. I'm reading from a script. Why? Because otherwise I'm going to get off track and pontificate like this, and I'm trying to be concise. Judge me. Please judge me, Internet. The first security aspect to consider is deterrence. This includes both delaying threats and preventing their invitation in the first place. Deterrence. It's important to strike a balance between not looking like an appealing target and not looking like an easy target either. For example, thorny bushes below windows create space, but overgrown bushes blocking views in cut. Do it again. Repeat. See, this is why. It's all right. You love me anyway. For example, thorny bushes below windows create space, but overgrown bushes blocking views of the front door is cover for suspicious activity. That makes sense. Cheap doors are a favorite for kicking in, but a thick, ornate door with an expensive house and a vehicle to match is a clear indication of someone with money and valuables. And while many might think that being open about firearms would serve as a warning, in 2017, a KTVB interview with convicted burglars, one wrote, quote, "An NRA sticker on a car bumper means there's lots of guns to steal," end quote. Meaning that they don't care about your guns. They're not breaking into your home while you're there anyway. What's it like 70% of burglaries occur during the daytime while you're at work? In your cubicle, in the shop, in the office, doing whatever it is that you do? They just know now that there's a gun safe in there. Well, how'd they see my NRA sticker if I'm not there? They cased your joint while you were there and they waited for you to leave, and then they kicked in your nice ornate door. Or something. The balance of deterrent applies not just to homes, but to your person as well. A confident walk is a surprisingly significant deterrent to violence. But there's a key difference between confidence and cockiness. Obviously, being in the wrong place at the wrong time should be actively avoided, but more subtle examples have been witnessed in recent years as violent action has been taken against people for simply wearing political clothing the aggressor found offensive. MAGA hat, anybody? And I would submit that I think as the timeline continues to roll, that we will see even more of that. Having the skills to de-escalate a situation is immensely helpful. Delaying negative outcomes until help arrives can buy you precious time when you find yourself in a challenging situation. So much to say on that, but YouTube and the algorithms. Preventing dangerous and harmful situations from ever occurring is the most powerful part of security. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. But there's no perfect method of control. Despite these efforts, there's still a chance something could happen. That's where the last 2 points come in. The second security aspect is identification. You can't deal with a threat you don't know about. You can't deal with the threat you don't know about. Detection is often achieved with various alarm systems, cameras, watchdogs, etc. Some of these can double as deterrents, double bang for your buck. Early detection allows for early identification, which gives you the time needed to assess the threat and make a quick decision on how to respond. Proactivity tends to beat reactivity, which is part of identification and deterrence as well. The third basic aspect to consider in security is response. This is where your skills and preparation come in, so be mindful that considering how you will respond and practicing your responses regularly are key. Just like fire and earthquake drills, home safety drills of other kinds should be understood and run through with household members routinely. If then, wargaming scenarios, if this happens, then we're going to do this, then do it. Not sexy, not fun, it's not cool. You're not going to earn points at the range for how many times you practice a home invader drill, but it could save your life. It could save the lives of somebody that you love. Your response doesn't end when the bad guy is taken away. Recovery is a conscious response. After an event, remember to reset and repair whatever you need to in a timely manner. Fix the broken lock, replace the smashed camera, take your dog to the vet, whatever you need to do. Get the kids therapy, whatever. Your mindset is not excluded here either. Recovery is foundational to flexibility, which ensures you will be ready to take whatever life deals to you next. You don't want to be an inviting target. You don't want to be an easy target. You don't want to be a target, period. Then you want to have some early warning systems in place so that if somebody has determined that you are a target, if they actually assault your position, whether it's a home break-in or otherwise, you have the time to react. The sooner you know, the sooner you can respond. And if you've pre-rehearsed what your response is going to be, you have a much higher likelihood that it's going to go well for you. Now, can Murphy get in there and kick sand in your eyes and break one of your legs and make your weapon malfunction and trip a couple of people on the way out the door? Absolutely. Of course. There's always the Murphy factor, but there's less of a Murphy factor if you rehearse it a few times. So while none of this is sexy, this isn't cool guy stuff on the range, it matters. And it really has to do with mindset above everything else. And so I would encourage you to think about what your security aspects are, what kind of target you're presenting. How do others perceive you? Drive by your own house with a different set of eyes and look. Figure out what your early warning systems are going to be. How are you going to know if somebody has decided you make a nice target? And then your response, what are you going to do about it? And then actually do it a few times. Like everything else. The smoke alarm goes off in the middle of the night. We have a pretty good idea of what we're going to do. Grab the kids, run out, grab the keys, run out the door. Hopefully we got some clothes, right? Is the house on fire? If it is, where's the fire extinguisher? So forth and so on. Right? There's a reason we run drills. It's super cool to go to the range and work on your concealed carry draw. That's awesome. Cool. There's a lot of other aspects of security though. And so I would encourage you to think about what other aspects of security are you neglecting and how can you be proactive in those areas. I hope there was a nugget in here for one or two of y'all. I appreciate you putting up with my inability to read my own pre-written script because, try and keep myself on task. It's not always a winning proposition. Thank you to Survival Dispatch for allowing us some time on their channel. We appreciate y'all. Go check out survivaldispatch.com. And if you want to check out Bear Independent, you can find us on YouTube, Patreon, and the interwebs. Also, if you're new to Survival Dispatch, please subscribe. I'm sure they would appreciate that. And all the thumbs up, that helps the algorithms. And comment down below, Bear, you're wrong about. I'm sure I am. I'm sure I missed something. Hit me in the comments. We appreciate y'all. Shalom.